Well, hello everybody, and welcome back to Mark's Allotment. It's the Sunday the 10th of June, and it's another scorching hot day. We've had some really gorgeous weather, day after day of, sunshine and no rain, but that's the downside, the lack of water, because down here we haven't got a tap, and virtually my water bits have run out now, and there's not a lot more I can do. It's too far to bring water down. Anyway, so I haven't been down for a while, so things have got a little bit ahead of me in the weed department. Not a great deal, but more than I'd like. Right, I'm just going to turn the camera around a minute. So the plan for today is, you can see my broad beans here and over there. Now this group of broad beans will be my main crop for actually eating it, as it were. I got more than I need, frankly. Now this bed I put in mainly to feed the ground, with nitrogen, etc. And I don't know if you can see, I've got some brassicas, some cabbages here, and further down I've got purple sprouting. And I thought it wouldn't work in as much as just clearing enough space for the brassicas, but they don't seem to be. It doesn't seem to be detrimental to them being surrounded by all this foliage. Maybe it's helping in this drought sort of conditions. Anyway, so what I'm going to do now, because I noticed there's quite a bit of black fly on this particular crop of broad beans. Nothing on that side, bizarrely. But quite a bit on this side for some. So what I'm going to do now, they've grown, and just take the tops off as I go through. And on this side I had cauliflowers along here and some cabbages left. Now I can't work this out. Why those couple have gone to seed, and they went to seed really quickly, and like these are staying nice. Well, they probably are starting to develop seed head inside, I can feel it, but if anybody knows the reason for that, I'd be much appreciated. So anyway, I've got the collies out now, so what I'm going to do, I'm going to collect some of my compost that I had delivered, and I'm going to put a big mulch on here, mainly just to keep the weeds down for now, until I decide what else to plant in here. And now, as I was on my hands and knees crawling along, I suddenly had a thought. I wonder, and I just obviously I put this compost in between the paths. Of course, I would choose a spot where I can't dig it up, but there we are, just about. And that's only down a centimetre, if that. And I don't know if you can see it in this, the difference in colour. Now that is because that is actually very damp and very cool. I couldn't believe the difference in temperature, and it's only a centimetre down, and this is about 3 or 4 inches deep, this material. So I'm hoping, as time goes on, as I develop these beds with more compost and plant through it, that this will help keep the moisture in, especially in these conditions, and keep the roots cool for the various plants. So that's the idea. So I've had some beautiful collies this year. They're all gone now. Some will be in the freezer, etc. Some nice lettuce, as you can probably see. Yeah, my main crop onions now not looking too bad, but there's something's eating them. I'm surprised at that, but of course, with this hot and dry conditions, even the slugs don't like coming out very often, so perhaps that's what's keeping them at bay. I'm not putting slug pellets down. There we are. So as I say, there we are, some more brassicas coming up there. I mean, they seem to be coming really well, and I haven't sprayed them or anything. Something's been having a go at my purple sprouting. Why purple sprouting, I don't know. But anyway, so that's that. Now then, let's turn the camera back. Hope you can hear me okay. Now then, so a very big thank you to my subscribers. There's 2 or 3 new subscribers have joined, and I welcome you. And hope, you know, that you carry on watching my films, etc. Now, please make comments if you want to see anything else particular, or you want to, or things you don't agree with, or whatever, anything, just say something. Because I noticed I had 1 thumbs down on one of my films. I thought, oh, a thumbs down, yay! I thought, great, somebody's actually give me a negative response. But I don't mind that, quite frankly. But if you're going to make a negative response, please tell me what it is about it that is negative for you anyway. Somebody may think, oh, it's fine, but because if I'm doing something wrong, or in your eyes doing something wrong, then I'll try and address it for you. Yeah, that's what it's all about. It's not about slagging people off. I know it doesn't interest me, because we all do things in a different way. Gardening wise, there's a million ways of raising a crop or whatever it is, and it always interests me the various ways that people can do this. Like for instance, gooseberries. Now I've always been brought up thinking of gooseberry as a bush, hence the sort of tale of finding a baby under a gooseberry bush. No, but apparently, you can grow them up as like flat, if you know what I mean, against the wall on a trellis or something. So I'm going to be trying that at some point. I'm going to raise some new, hopefully this autumn, and take some cuttings and raise some new gooseberry plants, or bush, plants. And I'm going to try that method. That'll save space, because obviously a bush will occupy at least 3-foot circle, or maybe a 4-foot circle of area. So if I can cut that down, that'll be great. Yeah, why not? It's all about experimentation. That's what keeps it interesting eventually. Because if you just grow stuff in exactly the same way year in, year out, nothing wrong with that. But it gets, as far as filming is concerned, you want to be doing new ideas all the time. And that's what I'm trying to do. So I'm burbling on a bit, turn the camera back a second. So it looks a bit rough at the moment, because these are the autumn onions and autumn planting shallots and onions, etc. And there's weed in it. Now I've deliberately not bothered weeding it, because I know at some point these will all be coming out, and then I'll go through it. Well, the weed that's like dandelions I'll try and get out, but the bits of grass and the top weed like this, which I may pull this one out, but that comes out quite easily. So, but this one I'll try and pull out. But I'll just leave it, and I may run a Dutch hoe over it, perhaps, I don't know. I'll see how I feel at the time. But I'll just dump this compost on top, and that'll smother it. And anything that comes through, then I'll just deal with it as it comes through. The idea is to reduce the workload at the end of the day, not to increase it. So there's garlic. These are probably ready to come out. Grass isn't quite ready for crop. Oh, actually, that's. Now I know when the grass is ready, because when you feel the head like that, you can feel the individual grains. Now I can't feel them there yet, so it hasn't developed enough. And eventually, what will happen, and hopefully I can show you it at the time, it'll all sort of separate out, ready to drop the seed. My field beans. So yeah, I'm not sure if I'll grow these again. They've done their job, they've grown, and they've, these are the pods, the very small pods. But if you can see, you've got a lot of chocolate spot on it, and they're very susceptible to the black fly. So I'm not sure I'm not keen on this, because at the end of the day it's a disease, and I don't want to be introducing rubbish like that into it. And frankly, a broad bean is exactly the same, really, if truth be known. So it was just an experiment I thought I'd try, and Yeah, it's done alright. I may not bother next year, I'll just put broad beans in instead. Yeah, potatoes are flowering nicely. Now, if I remember rightly, oh yes, these are my second earlies. I think they're all second earlies, I can't remember, I'll have to check my plan. But yeah, they seem to be coming really well. And one, lovely coloured flowers. So I'm going to have to, won't be long before I'll be harvesting them. Carrots coming up, everything needs a damn good water down there, that's the trouble. These are my experiments. So, a bit of mare's tail in there. So, if I stick my hand in there, oh gosh, that is really cold. That is amazing, the temperature difference in there, and wet. So that's holding the moisture. Right, what about this bed? Because this is the Cowbridge compost. Oh gosh, yeah, that's really cool in there. So it's amazing the insulating factor of this stuff. Right. I don't know how long this film's going to go on for. Hope it's not going to be too long. Main crop, of course. Oh, that's my drink. Right. I took a little bit of film, which I'll add to this film. My first crop of strawberries. Gooseberries coming nice now. And as I say, look, as you can see, this has died off. So this is quite an old plant. So I'm going to propagate some new plants to replace that. But as I say, I'll grow them in, well, I suppose in a spale or a fan formation up against some sort of fence. Try that, you know. So I was saying I'm going to be shifting some of this up there shortly. Yeah, these are my white runner beans, or white seeded runner beans. Cautious. Now this is where you can see the difference between this area, which is always wet. Difference in size of plants because they got the moisture coming up, through. I mean, it's twice the size of my plants up there. I must give you a little tour of my greenhouse, what I'm doing in there, and can't show you just yet because I'm waiting for the plants to produce side shoots and stuff for me to show you how I take the side shoots out of the tomato plants, etc. So I think that is long enough for this one. Bye for now.